Welcome back from intermission, kids. Much better. See, that's the color it turns out in the smaller glass. You just need 2 shots when you make a big tall glass like this. And, yeah. Tutti frutti. All right. Are we ready? Round 2 tonight. Let's see if I can read this. Probably not on camera there. La polizia brancola nel buio. The English title is The Police Are Blundering in the Dark. Look at Giorgio there. That's how he looks at the ladies. Joseph Arkham, Francisco Cortez, Richard Fielding, Danny P. Gerzog, Gabriella Giorgielli, Robert Trewards, Elena Veronese, Helena Zaloweska, Sonny Crowell, Diana Murphy, Margaret Rose Keel, Erica Fisher. In The Police Are Blundering in the Dark. Well, now I can't get my review out of the bucket. Okay. 1975. OIS Cinematographica. Directed by Helia Colombo. Helia Colombo? And I just read off, I wrote here Italian people and 1 German. There may have been more than 1 German. Giorgio, who you just saw, is a journalist, and he is shagging all the ladies. You know, with eyes like that. Maybe if I had eyes like that, I could shag all the ladies. While his blonde girlfriend is broke down in the rain, he is scoring with a foxy brunette. Unfortunately, Blondie goes missing, and Giorgio goes out to look for her, like the good boyfriend that he is. He finds some evidence at the scene. Her car has been tampered with. And is that her makeup on the ground there? Well, I think it is. Giorgio meets this weird duck in the it's like outside of a pub. And he works for this fellow named Parisi. Parisi is a wheelchair-bound photographer with a disaffected wife and a supple teenage niece. Now, I know it's 1975. It's no longer 1975, so we're going to say said supple niece is 19. Giorgio finds his way to Parisi's villa and is invited for dinner. He plays footsie with the niece under the table, while the sexy maid looks on, green with envy. Yeah, I think she's kind of called dibs on him. They retire to the lounge for some whiskey. Not J&B this time, so we didn't need the J&B bottle. I don't remember what whiskey. Might have been some no-name whiskey. But they do have some Punta Mess there on the bar. So we're covered. Back in his room, the maid is waiting the maid is waiting in his room for Giorgio to come back, but the butler thwarts her plan. Damn him. Giorgio watches Mrs. Parisi go downstairs, and then suddenly The niece, Sarah is in his room in her little nightgown. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Parisi fight downstairs while Giorgio pops Sarah's cherry. All this, and we still have no idea who the killer is. Mrs. Parisi sends Giorgio on a wild goose chase. Wild the desperate maid seduces the gardener. Who's not all quite there mentally. Guess she just couldn't. She'll pretend like he's Giorgio. Suddenly, we know who the killer is. Or do we? Dun-na-na! Charlie! This is not as boring as some of the reviews I read said this one was long and boring like the last one. Well, that wasn't boring. I mean, I gave it a 3. Not as boring as some make it out to be. What it lacks in gore, yeah, people want more gore in 1975, I guess. It more than makes up for in TNA. The story is good, the acting is good. Maybe it's a little long, but I loved it. 4. It's a 4-ring circus. Okay. Let's find out what the first show in 2025 is going to be. You know how absurd the year 2025 seemed when I was a kid? Come on now. Get off there. No, I wanted that folded one. Yeah, that one. That I can't see. What do we got here? Percival, some of your animal friends.
Like a complete bastard.
Yeah, okay, buddy. We have next week Frogs and Empire of the Ants. These are also both from the 70s, but definitely not giallo. Animals Gone Awry. All right, Percival, what'd you think?
Yes, well, happy Christmas to you then.
Well, yeah. Merry Christmas to you. And, yeah, we'll forge right into 2025.
Well, season's greetings, or whatever you chaps say here.
All right. Let's find our button. Good night, kids.